Oh, I forgot. Yeah. I know we're doing archery. I think this last week and then we're done.
I hope so. I'm not good at it.
Neither.
Okay, make sure you have your books today. You need your books.
Ooh, can I go get my book?
Need it.
Oh, you guys are excited.
Lane Hampton, please come to the office. Lane Hampton.
Right there. And if you have any late work for me, you gotta turn it in right now. Otherwise, it'll forever stay there.
Alright.
Okay. This break are doing like more. Make sure you have your butt weights. We have homework today.
Mark, are you just guessing or
Yeah, I'm really discussing here. Do that stuff. Other side of Lucy. I just literally guessed. I had no idea. I don't have a print. Take care of your books. You all have them. All right, now let's do a quick recap of what we talked about on Friday. So, you just need your notes out for right now. Let's see. Restroom today and okay, well, I can't find the pictures. All right, so what we did on Friday, if you don't remember, we were on section 2.5, and what we were talking about on these particular sections, we were talking about postulates. Right? We had postulates and proofs. That was the title of the section. Now, what we basically did is we covered the first 7 postulates of chapter 2. That was postulates 2.1 to 2.7. Now, again, how they number these, they number it by the chapter you're in, so you're in chapter 2, and then the section, then the numbers after are the actual postulates that you're learning. We covered these on Friday and Thursday last week. Now, on my website, I did have them there, so you can click through them, you can read through all the postulates and stuff. But the big deal that we discussed was how do we use these? That was the key. How do we use these different postulates? So what we talked about is I gave you a picture on the board, and we went through like a series of questions about that picture. So let me pop those up one more time. Let me open up the. And we will put those on the board here. Hopefully this jogs your memory what we did. Open up the website. So, if you remember back to Friday, these are the pictures we talked about. Okay, we did these pretty quick. You had some time at the end of the class on Friday where you just kind of work on your page 111 if you have not turned that in. That was the one that we had to do on Friday. All right, now the questions that we had on these particular problems was something like, EB, that. Are EB collinear? EB are collinear. Are collinear points. That was the type of question we had on Friday. Now, what you had to do is tell me true or false, and then why. And the why had to be what postulate says that. Okay, so true or false. EB on that picture are collinear. True, they are. Even though it's not drawn, and that's the goofy part about that picture. They are most definitely not drawn there, but they are collinear. Now the reason why these are collinear, it falls back to postulate 2.1. This is true. And if you look at postulate number 2.1 from Friday, it said that through any 2 points, there's exactly one line. Well, there's 2 points, E and B. So there's exactly one line that touch them. That makes them collinear. Now, if there was 3 points, then I'd have a problem with that. But these are most definitely collinear. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns on the first one. Okay, and then we did a series of questions like, are they coplanar? Are they, does it make a plane? Do these two things intersect to make a point? That type of thing. The intersecting things, like if two lines intersect, so let's say line M and R, so M and R intersect at point A. True or false? False, right? A is too low. They intersect somewhere, it wasn't labeled. So you'd say false, it would be, postulate 2.6 says two lines intersect to make a point. Well, they do make a point, but the way it's false is because it's not point A. A is too low. So that's all you're right. So that's why you got to know your postulate numbers. That's what your homework is based on today. It's true or false type of thing, and then tell me what postulate actually proves that. Okay? Now, the postulates, if you don't remember, postulates 2.1, 2.2 are based on definitions, right? 2.1 was 2 points make a line, or if you're given 2 points, then there's exactly one line that contains them. 2.2 is 3 points, then there's exactly one plane that contains them. So lines versus planes. 2.3, 2.4 are just the converse. You switch those around. Given a plane, there's 3 points on it. Given a line, there's 2 points on it. At least. I think that was the word they used. 2.5 talked about if you put 2 points on a plane, then the line that you draw that connects them is also on the plane. And then 2.6, 2.7 are the intersecting ones where lines cross make a point, planes cross make a line. And then theorem 2.1 is about midpoint. So, if you have that. Okay. Let's see. The other pictures we talked about. Go to the next one. Okay. This is the second picture. Now, the goofy part about this picture was the setup. It's the three-dimensional thing, knowing that this line, MN, is literally like poking through the paper like that. It's going through it. So the reason why I know it's going through and it's up like this and it's not like drawn on the line is because the dash thing. It means it's literally poking through. That's how you know 3 dimensions. Okay, same question, are points N and K. N and K collinear. True or false? True. Same reason. Postulate 2.1 again. Given 2 points, there's always a line that contains them. Now, the weird thing is, it's not drawn there, but M and K, there you go. There's a point on M, there's a point on K. There is a straight line that contains them. It's not drawn, but there is one that exists because of 2.1. That idea. What about points? N, A, and K are coplanar points. True? There. N, A, and K. Now, granted, N is up in the air, A and K are on that yellow sheet, but according to your postulate 2.2, when I give you 3 points, that is 3, M, A, and K, that's 3 points. That makes a plane, a unique plane. Even though it's not drawn, there is one that exists that can hit all 3 of them. And that plane would be like a weird sheet of paper that kind of goes this direction through A and K, and you hit point P. So a flat surface. Okay, questions with the two, those are usually the goofiest ones. Those are the ones that usually people mess up on. They just don't understand that. Even though it's not drawn, there is still a plane there that touches them. Okay, the other pictures, this one in particular was, I think the last picture we looked at on Friday. It's difficult to look at because it's 3-dimensional. The yellow thing is going through. This is the line that it makes, when it cuts through. So this would be like the idea of that plane Q and plane P intersect to form line. What is that? Line CD. The line. That's when 2 planes cross and make a line. It's kind of like when you take a piece of butter bread. You take a bread, you take a butter knife, and you score it, and it makes a line on the bread. It makes a cut on the bread. We have a bunch of things that are on plane P, a bunch of things on plane Q. The big thing I think we talked about at the very end was like, how do you name objects? Like, how do you name plane Q? What were the different names for plane Q? Well, you can pick any 3 letters on plane Q. So plane CHJ, or plane CBJ, or plane CHD. Like, those are different names of the planes. You can give them any order. You just have to pick 3. You can pick 3 or more for planes. But for lines, you have to pick 2 letters. So on a line, let's say like line FG, you can't say FGE. That's not correct. So you give me 2 letters and then you put a little mark with it. Or you say it like EF, that type of thing. These are the same line. I just use 2 letters on it. Okay. Questions, comments on anything we talked about from Friday to now? Alright, perfect. Alright, here's your homework today. Just write it on the board right away, and you guys can kind of work. This homework will be due on Thursday this week. Now, to give you fair warning, tomorrow and Thursday are parent-teacher conferences, so that you know that. I always encourage all parents to come, and if you wish. Some parents don't like to do that, but I always encourage it. I will not be here after, I think it's 5:30 tomorrow, so just kind of warn your parents. I'll be in my room, but I won't be here after 5:30. We have volleyball at 4 this evening tomorrow, playing against Clarion. So I'll be leaving for that, and then Thursday I'll be here. So if your parents definitely can't make it tomorrow, they can always make it Thursday. Okay, that's just parent conferences. That's how it always works. So always remind your parents of that, just because sometimes they don't know. They should have got something in the mail today. All right, but homework. And I'll turn the lights here in a second. This homework is due Thursday, and the other thing is, on Thursday during the day, I'm not here. I'm at the AEA on Thursday for meetings. So you'll have a sub in here on Thursday. So Thursday should be kind of a light, easy work day kind of a thing, because we'll do notes tomorrow and stuff. Pretty easy stuff anyways. It's a lot of like Algebra 1 stuff that we're discussing tomorrow. Like how do you solve for an X? Which seems goofy, but we do need to cover it. Make sure that you can do some basic algebra. Alright, but here's your homework. It is page 130. Page 130, 1 through 6, 10 through 13, 16 through 23. And it's due Thursday. Okay, you can move around, you can sit wherever you like. You can kind of work. Just make sure that you realize this is due Thursday. I'm not here Thursday, so you'll put it in the basket no matter what when you walk in. I believe that some will ask for it, so they'll expect you to turn it in when you come into class Thursday, not at the end of the day. So, been kind of forewarned on that. And then remind your parents and what my hours off hours are tomorrow. Yes. Correct. Then we're going to go. Double check, just make sure like your lines, those are all in. Same with you, Ryan. Just make sure that you should double check those words there. You double check the grade line, make sure that I enter those forward. That's something I always remind people of. But didn't make a mistake or anything like that. True or false, give me the reason why. Like what postulate? That works.
Number 3 has 3 points, so that makes it false.
Are they in a straight line on the picture?
Yes.
As long as the picture backs it up, I know that like 2.3 says that you have at least 3 points on the line, or at least 2 points. So as long as the picture shows that they're on the same line. Yeah, so you can still say like, I'll show that 2 points. At least 2 points on the line. Okay, this next thing I'm going to put on the board is not for you guys to just ignore. That's for the next lesson.
Yeah. That's really funny. We're all at second tonight. Rachel meeting in Babcock after the 3 and
Yep, you have to have a posture.
so Rachel, would you feel like we drive
Actually, hey, she's got junior. Yeah, she's doing the junior placement.
Oh, in that second period though, she doesn't have American history. It's like Western
That's
culture
where she
or
was
something.
walking on the wall and keeping track.
What? It's like Western culture or something.
I have an itching feeling she's still somewhere. She was walking
Oh,
back
true.
on the front.
She could be, yeah. Or is it still true?
I don't know what yeah, but was the line? It was just to enter E, then it would be
Straight line. Wait, Hey.
Oh.
What about 3 points?
Oh, yeah,
And your question.
31. 41. 30, 41.
Yeah, which question on 31? Hey, when you get to the 31, that's supposed to be 30. My bad. Sorry. Hey, my bad. I was like 31. I looked at the like remember 31. Yeah. I looked at the one. I looked at the 4 too quick. I wrote a 1. My bad.
I already learned that, but I guess.
Hey, make that fix. 34 through 30 or through 41. My bad. Okay. Yes.
Wait, where are you from? You know where
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That was my freshman year, sophomore year. Yeah, but that's photos.
Yeah.
How long was my hair back then? When I was in college, it like my shoulder. I had shoulder length hair. I was a little hippie.